Hello everyone, welcome in today's lesson. I will tackle about quadratic equation using various methods that we have now. The question reads, solve the following quadratic equation by completing square method. So we have x squared plus 10x plus 21 is equal to 0. Now, we already know that quadratic equations are normally in form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where b and c are just constant, Now, if you are given a quadratic of this nature and then you are being told to solve that quadratic equation using completing square method. Now, this is now what to do. This is exactly what you are supposed to do. Now, remember, you have to divide everywhere by the coefficient of x squared, so that we may have a coefficient of x squared being 1. So you divide by a, divide by a, divide by a everywhere. So we will be having x squared plus b over ax, then plus a number here is equal to, take these values on, these are constant, so take them on the other side, and we'll be having minus c all over a. Now, completing square method dictates that we divide this by 2 and then we square and we add it here. Adding it here, then we can add it on the other side so that they can cancel. So we are saying that b over a we divide by 2, then squared, we add it there, then we can add also here, which will be b over 2a, then squared. Adding it on this side and on this side, then this means that it's like we haven't done anything. We can cancel them, or if you bring it on this side, then it will minus this one, and then we will be getting 0. Now, this expression is normally given as x plus b over 2a then squared, which will be the same as what we are having here. And what we are having here is just c minus c over a plus b squared over 4a squared. Remember, we have now squared so that we may have such kind of a figure. Now, that is a. We can write this one in one base. Whereby we can say they are equal to, now the LCM of this all is 4a squared. So if you divide 4a squared by this, you will get by a, then you will get okay, we can start first of all with this one. Dividing this by this is 1, so you multiply, you get b squared, then minus this one, a divided by this, you get 4a multiplied by c, you get 4ac. That is what we are getting, 4ac. Now, let us find the square root of this and also the square root of that. The square root of this, we are getting x plus b over 2a being equal to, square root of a number is always plus or minus. So plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. Now, square root, to get the square root of this, all of this, is impossible. We cannot be able to get the square root of the numerator, but the square root of denominator is definite, we can be able to find it. So therefore, we can write this one as the square root of the numerator over the square root of 4 is 2, the square root of a squared is a. So we can write it as that. Any number, the square root of any number is normally plus or minus. Then we can find what is x. X will be the same as, you take this on this side, and we are getting it is minus, so minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Remember, we have the same base, 2a, 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 so we can write it on like this. So this is what we call the quadratic equation, the one that is all at the back of the 4-figure table. You will find the quadratic equation in this form. Now, to solve this one, to solve this equation, you can either use, if the question was not specific, if the question was just solve this quadratic equation by or just solve the quadratic equation, then you can decide either to use the quadratic equation, and we can use the quadratic equation first of all and see what we will get. The quadratic equation is here, giving us x being equal to minus b, then plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So a here is 1, so we already know that this is now the form ax squared plus bx is equal plus c is equal to 0. So find the a for this one is 1, b for this one is 10, c for this one is 21. So that is now what we will substitute here to get the value of x. So x is equal to minus b. B is 10, so it will be minus 10 plus or minus the square root of b squared. B squared is 10, so b squared is 100 minus 4ac. 4ac, that means 4 multiplied by 1, coefficient here which is 1, then multiplied by c which is 21. All over 2a. 2a, a is so just 2. That is now the value of x. So the value of x is equal to negative 10 plus or minus. Then what are we getting here? We are getting 100 minus, this will be 40, this will be 80, 84. Then all over 2. So we are getting x being equal to minus 10 plus or minus, this is 16, the square root of 16 all over 2, and we are getting x being equal to minus 10 plus or minus, the square root of 16 is 4, then divide by 2. Now here we will get two values whereby you take one sign here. Let's start with the plus sign. So starting with the plus sign, our x will be minus 10 plus 4 over 2, which is equal to minus 6 divided by 2, which is equal to 3. Or you take it now as negative, which will be the same as negative 10 minus 4 over 2, and this is giving us minus 14 over 2, which is giving us minus 7. So the answers are 3 and the answers are negative 3 and negative 7. So that is now using the quadratic equation, which is at the back of at the back of the 4-figure table. Now, let us use the completing square method. Completing square method, we have x squared plus 10x plus 21 is equal to 0. Now take the c on this side, 21 on this side. So we are having x squared plus 10x plus a number here is equal to 21. Now we want now to make it a perfect square. Perfect square means that you divide this by 2, you square, then you get the value here. Dividing by 2 here, we are getting 5. 5 square, you square 5, you get 25. You also add 25 on the other side. Now, the square root of this and the square root of that, then x will be plus 5 squared is giving us. Now, take what? Take, you add this. Adding this, you are getting, this is 40. This is minus. Ikikuja pande hii inakuwa minus. So, definitely, if you add now, you will get 4. So find the square root here and the square root here. So x plus 5 is equal to plus or minus the answer here, which is 2. So we said that whenever you are finding the square root of a number, the answer is normally plus or minus. So what are value of x and y? What are the value of x? Sorry, so x is equal to, you take 5 on this side, it will be minus. So taking your 2 as positive, so it will be 2 minus 5. So x is equal to minus 3. Or take it now as minus, so that means x will be minus 2 minus 5, which is minus 7. So you see, we are getting the same answers. So either using a quadratic formula or using the completing method, completing square method, you just get the same answer. Now there is still another another method that we can use to find this the solution of, or to solve this for x here in this quadratic equation, and it is known as factorization method. We can use factorization method, and using factorization method, then we have 2x plus 10x plus 21 is equal to 0. So here we just get 10 and 21. Here we ask ourselves, we need a number sum. When we add that number, we will get 10, this one, and that number, when we multiply, the product of those numbers will be 21. So which are the two numbers? One, when added, they will give us 10. When multiplied, they will give us 21. The sum and the product. So those numbers I can see is like we are having 3 and 7. When you add these numbers, and remember they will have x. When you multiply them, you get 21. When you add them, you get 10. So therefore, we substitute now for this 10 here, for this 10. And we get x squared plus 3x plus 7x plus 21 is equal to 0. So what we are substituting for is 10x. Now, having this, we can now factor. Take these two, do factor, take the 2 and then factorize. Factorizing this one, we get x divided by x squared, we get x divided by 3x, we get 3. Then plus 7 into x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now, these and these are the same. So what do we do? X plus 3, then x plus 7 should give us 0. So when these two numbers are multiplied, should give us 0. So that means either this number is equal to 0 or this number is equal to 0. Then equating them to 0, If a product of two numbers gives you 0, that means that any of those numbers will be 0. So we can say x plus 3 is equal to 0, and this gives us x is equal to negative 3. Hii inakuja pande inakuwa negative. Alternatively, if this is now 0, that means x plus 7 is equal to 0, which gives us x being equal to negative 7. Now you see, either the way you use, either the method you use, you just get the answer. You can prefer to go direct at the back of the 4-figure table and get that formula. Having now the formula, you can substitute for the ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, whereby your a is a coefficient here, your b is a coefficient of x, and your c is now the 21, and then you get the values very, very comfortably. Now, assuming that you have been able to figure out all those three methods, now if you have a question about quadratic expressions, now you can use this number 0754443579. This is our WhatsApp number. Any question on quadratic, you can send it via this, and I will assist you to tackle that question. Thank you very much.